Hello Park Pass TV family, this is Tim, and today I'm about 850 miles north of Lake Buena Vista, so this is not anywhere in Florida. It certainly feels like it with the heat and humidity, but we are here in Southwest Indiana to one of the top theme parks, independent theme parks in the country, Holiday World. And we are going to have a fun visit, so let's go on inside and have a good time. Big on the horizon in this area, the Holiday World Water Tower, visible for quite a distance, right here across the street from the main entrance to the park. And one of the things you'll notice when you first visit Holiday World, at every single theme park you go to, the very first line you get in is the toll booths at the parking lot entrance. However, at Holiday World, there are no toll booths. Parking is free. And they offer two different types of shuttles. A tram, there goes the Raven. An air-conditioned shuttle for the disabled guests. And they also have a regular tram, which other parks, looking at you, Kings Island, they do not offer, and they have much larger parking lots. But this park is a very friendly, different sort of family park. It is actually the world's first theme park, opening August 3rd, 1946, to one singular theme. It was then called Santa Claus Land. It occupied the upper level of the park that now is the Christmas and 4th of July sections. But it's a really neat place. It was founded in 1946 by a man named Lewis Cook, and a few years later he turned it over to his son Bill Cook, who ran the park many years, and he married Patricia Yellig in 1960, who was the daughter of the longtime Santa Claus here at Holiday World, well then Santa Claus Land, where you could actually meet Santa Claus every single day the park was open. And he was an amazing natural Santa Claus, real beard, wonderfully jolly man. I actually believe that was who I met when I was here as a little kid back in the 70s. So the park has gone through many changes, most notably in 1984 becoming Holiday World and subdividing everything into Christmas, 4th of July, and Halloween. And then later on adding the Splashin Safari Water Park in 1992 or 93. My mind is forgetting that. 93. And here comes one of those regular trams. We're going to go through security and into the park. And one of the notable things about the entrance to the park is their very first major wooden roller coaster, the Raven, which opened in 1995, celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. It actually put this park on the international map for being one of those parks that people just have to go to for the coaster enthusiasts. One of the things you'll first notice about Holiday World, first, of course, is when you enter the parking lot, you don't have to pay a parking fee, free parking. But also, age 3 and under are free. And then you can actually sign up for a season pass for 4 and 5-year-olds, which they get free admission the entire season. So 5 and under are free here. They do have some specific rides for the smaller set, but that's just an amazing thing. And one other thing, that they were the very first park anywhere in the world to do. They're celebrating 25 years of this year. Free unlimited soft drinks. They have basically nearly every flavor offered by the Pepsi company available in the park at various drink stations everywhere. So on a hot, humid Indiana afternoon like it is today, you have no excuse to stay hydrated, because you can even get water everywhere. Not just soft drinks, but also electrolyte drinks, teas, all sorts of things. And this is one of the icons of the park from the old days. The Santa statue that everybody has to get their picture taken with. And we're, of course, gonna have to get a little selfie with Santa here. Everybody, welcome to Holiday World. This upper section of the park is Christmas. And as I mentioned earlier, it's divided into Christmas, 4th of July, Halloween, and then also later on in the early 2000s, they added Thanksgiving. Halloween's right over there. Here's the main entry plaza. This is the original area of Santa Claus Land back in the 1940s, all the way up through the 70s and into the early 80s. These structures are original to the park. And keeping with the Christmas theme, there's even a nativity scene from way back in the day with the park. And this area is called Rudolph's Reindeer Ranch. These are rides specifically designed for the toddler set. And another thing, not only is there free parking, there are free soft drinks, but also free sunscreen all over the park. You have these little sunscreen stations, and they're abundant in the water park area at Splashin Safari. Mentioning Splashin Safari, it has some of the world's best water coasters and slides, some of the longest water slides in the world. When they were put in, they were the largest. And also, it was the world's first linear induction launched water coaster. But you see, it's all sorts of fun carnival style rides for the little set, and even a little play area over here. And there are a few other types of attractions around the park for the younger set. This park has won numerous Golden Ticket Awards for guest service, world's friendliest park, cleanliness. It excels at so many superlatives. It's one of those amazing little family parks that exist all over the country. But it has lasted for 79 years. Next year they're celebrating their 80th. Can't wait to see what they do then. They do have, it is called Santa's Marketplace. It's basic American grill food, pizza, but also some Chinese food. Very Christmassy themed. Even has a big fireplace with stockings, garland everywhere, lights, and around the walls are various Christmas murals that I believe many of these were here back when this structure was originally built, back in the late 40s, early 50s, but I could be wrong about that. This park also received from USA Today multiple times the best value park in America. Again, free parking, free soft drinks, free sunscreen, fantastic service. Also, they've got free Wi-Fi. This building here was originally part of a little museum. They had a toy museum, they had an Abraham Lincoln museum, and then just all sorts of history for this area. Abraham Lincoln grew up 4 miles from this park. It was the Lincoln, Indiana Boyhood Home. It's a national landmark. Beautiful little family carousel. Multiple shops everywhere throughout the park, as well as multiple drink stations. I can't say that enough. This Lewis and Clark Trail is one of those typical old-time car rides where you get to drive, and kids love to drive a car. Especially these old-timey cars. Everything becomes very patriotic in this area of the 4th of July. And it's even won awards for its landscaping, which constantly changes throughout the season. You have the Liberty Launch, a little mini launch tower. Here's the old phrase, the tip a canoe and Tyler too. Well, we have up here the tippy canoes, which is a toddler canoe boat ride.
So you're probably wondering, when are you there and why is the park so empty? Well, right now it's the middle of the afternoon. It's 95 degrees, humid and sunny. Nearly everyone here today is currently in the water park. Splashin Safari is packed right now. So now's a great time to ride some rides and explore the park.
The park also has many individual shows in various amphitheaters all over the park, which actually change throughout the season. Generally, a lot of the performers are here for 2 to 5 or 6 weeks.
Tell me why you chatted. There you go. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. You're welcome, dude. Potato French fries. Awesome. All right. We're gonna put this bike away and we're gonna continue on with the show.
This show is called Wacky Chad.
All right. We're gonna get dangerous, kids. The stunts I'm about to do require a helmet. The rest of the show, do not attempt any of the tricks you're about to see until you get home. Hup. Hello, darkness, my friend. Wish I was wearing a helmet. From the foot to the head, watch. First try.
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Everything that's wonderful is what I feel when...
The look of disappointment in that guy's face. It's also my landlord. I owe him some money. Come on, everybody. I'm doing it. Yes. Yes.
One of the other things you'll notice about Holiday World is an abundance of shade.
Don't worry, guys. I got it.
So, free parking, free soft drinks, free sunscreen, and lots of free shade, which again is very beneficial on a hot, humid Indiana day. The day I'm visiting, it feels very much like Orlando. And as I was mentioning, here are more of the oases all over the park. In this park, you'll find a lot of different classic amusement park rides, like this roundup called the Revolution, and Eagle's Flight. They even have a picnic area for when companies rent out and have their own parties here, so they can have their own gatherings back in the shelters in that area. I know that this attraction has been here since I visited many, many, many years ago. As you can see, they maintain all of their classic rides quite well. Here's the roundup. And on the far end of the 4th of July section is Holidog's Fun Town. Holidog is the mascot for the park. And it's a children's play area, splash pad, and some meet and greets. Also, this is original to the park from way back, at least in the 70s and before. It was the Mother Goose train, and you went through various scenes from the Mother Goose stories, which a lot of them are still here. But now it's just Holidog Express. And that train is original.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Holidog Express. My name is Richard, and I will be your conductor on our...
Here you can see some of the original decades-old park scenery around the Mother Goose train that is still part of Holidog Express. And here we're going into the splash pad and play area, and there is Holidog meeting people, along with the Halloween cat mascot, Kitty Claus. Get the name there, Claus, as in like Santa Claus.
Tried to scribble my name down. You guys want to pose for a picture?
Hi! And there is a kiddie coaster called the Howler back in this area. Can't tell if it's running today. Yes, it is. I'm sure kids could find plenty to do in this area for quite a while. Originally, this space here amongst the trees, and then there's a huge hillside just right over there where those trees are. They had a wild mouse coaster in this area. And being up at the top of the hill, and it was mostly clear, whenever you came over the top lift, your first little drop, it looked vastly higher than it actually was. Here's some other additional family rides here. Here's the Doggone Trail. Some little off-road vehicle, Jeeps, traveling around a track, through the trees. Kitty's Tea Party. A family spinner, some photo spots, shaded picnic tables, concessions area, restrooms, and a little area for mini shows, character meet and greets. And Adam and Dan, this one is for you. It was Yoda that said in The Empire Strikes Back, "Judge me for my size." Sorry, I'm not doing a Yoda impersonation at all. But this is one of those parks that is deceptively small. Actually, they own about 180 acres of property. And the park and the theme park and water park cover 125 acres of that area. The water park itself is over 40 acres. Which anyone knows, the Magic Kingdom in Florida is 105 to 115 acres. Somebody did pretty well in the basketball. So it's very interesting that this park seems fairly small at first glance. But when you start wandering all over it, pretty large. They have a lot more land to expand on. I believe this is about a 60-foot tower. And in here they have a bumper car attraction. And an unusual design for the cars themselves, for bumper cars. They're all horses. Actually, looking at it, looks to be about 80 feet tall. It's one of those compressed air launches. It's very similar to the one, I believe it's called the Big Shot, that's on the top, or at least was on the top of the Stratosphere in Vegas. Very similar in design. Just that one's a little bigger and much higher off the ground.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention for a moment, please? Will Keenan...
Santa Claus, Indiana became famous back in the early part of the 20th century because of its post office, which of course had the cancellation notice that said Santa Claus, Indiana. Life is indeed sweet here in Indiana. But anyway, so people would actually send their letters to Santa through Santa Claus, Indiana, or send return mail so they could get it stamped with that Santa Claus stamp. And also hundreds of thousands of letters would come to Santa Claus, Indiana, to Santa Claus here at the park. And every year they would have tons of volunteers to actually read and respond to every kid's letter to Santa. Again, as I mentioned earlier, Abraham Lincoln grew up near here back in the early 1800s. This was his boyhood home. He was born outside Hodgenville, Kentucky, and they have a national monument there. Then they moved here to Southwest Indiana. Before, when he was older, he moved to Illinois. So most of the Midwest can claim Abraham Lincoln. Another one of the shops. They have two larger shops in the park, one up near the main gate in the Christmas section and one here in the 4th of July section. These attraction posters are awesome. Available for purchase. Of course, they have Christmas ornaments. Lapel pins, which they have some awesome ones. The requisite t-shirts. Magnets with the famous water tower. Logos, keychains. Sorry, Dan, I don't see a hot dog keychain. And they even have merchandise this year for the original Santa Claus Land. Another one of the park's mascots. In addition to, I believe his name was, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the alligator for the water park. There he is on the shirt. I can't remember his name. I feel bad. I'm a lapel pin nut, so I'm always looking for something new. They have patches, hats, tumblers. Beach towels are big here because of the water park. Here's some of the plush. Safari Sam is his name. Back there in the back of the shop, they even have grab bags. One price, and you don't know what's in it. Just a bunch of little toys and souvenirs for kids. This is one of the original train rides in the park back in the day, the Freedom Train. Very similar to a little bit bigger version, of course, but similar to something you would have seen Walt Disney be interested in his early days. Of course, 1946, the year the park opened. They even have private party rooms for rental, adjacent to Santa's Marketplace restaurant. Lots of little outdoor deck areas all over the park. Now, one thing that you're going to need to be aware of here is this park is predominantly located, a big chunk of it, on a hillside. You're going to do a lot of up and downhill walking here. So you're going to get your steps in.
And while we're here, we're going to make another quick stop in at Santa's Merry Marketplace.
It's almost food court style here in Santa's Merry Marketplace. Each section offers different items, pizzas, the entrees, and then the Chinese selection, and then some grab and go down on the end. Pay up here, and then all of it predominantly is bench type seating in the main part of the hall, and then regular chairs and smaller family tables around the perimeter. And then over in the corner is their version of the confectionery with all sorts of handmade awesome treats. Nice selection of salads, fruits, some sandwiches, teas and bottled drinks and chips in their grab and go area. Then also back here on the far end of Santa's Merry Marketplace is an ice cream shop, the Sugar Plum Scoop. Santa's Merry Marketplace is the second major food service location and one of only two with actual indoor dining. The rest of the park, everything is outdoor dining or kind of carried around with you in the park. There is a separate smoking area in a few areas of the park. One's up here near the main entrance. Since 1946, 4 generations of our family have celebrated the magic of Christmas with our guests. We're grateful to be a part of every child's smile and every wonderful memory made here. This fountain is dedicated to all who have visited the park in the past, on this day, and for generations to come. From our family to yours, we wish you a Merry Christmas today and every day. The Cook family. As I'd mentioned earlier, Patricia Yellig was Santa's daughter, and she married the park's manager / owner, Bill Cook, back in 1960. They had many kids, and those kids grew up to also run the park. Will Cook took over, I believe, in the early 80s, mid 80s, after it was Holiday World, and he oversaw the biggest development and changes to the park. The change to Holiday World and making that a bigger deal, adding world record holding roller coasters, world famous coasters, as well as the water park and more. He unexpectedly passed away, and at a young age. And here's a little recognition marker to Lewis Cook, the founder, his son Bill Cook, Jim Yellig, who was the first Santa Claus, and Will Cook, who managed the park until his death. I believe that was in 2010, 2015 range. I believe 2010 is the year.
Earlier, I had mentioned Patricia Yellig, who became Pat Cook, the matriarch of the Cook family. And in the 1980s and 90s, she became one of the faces of the park, along with her son Will, who was now managing the park. She was often seen out and about in the park cleaning, serving food, and greeting guests. I actually met her on 3 different visits in the 90s and early 2000s and had conversations with her. She is a very neat lady and set the standard for just how friendly and well-run this park is.
Of course, all the music is on point in every section of the park. Spooky music in the Halloween section, traditional favorites in the Thanksgiving section, patriotic and Americana tunes and 4th of July. And of course, Christmas music here in the Christmas section.
Earlier I mentioned Walt Disney. Back in the early 1950s, Walt and some of what would then become the Imagineers traveled extensively to get ideas for their vision of what would become Disneyland. And during that time, legend has it that he visited here the first theme park. So if that's true, Walt Disney walked this park when it was known as Santa Claus Land. And here at Holiday World, you don't have to wait until the fall to enjoy spooky season.
And this is the coaster that started it all for the park, the Raven. I believe it was one of Gravity Group's best works, if I'm remembering correctly. It is relentless. The Raven starts out in a Gothic-looking mansion, and it opened in 1995, celebrating 30 years this year. This is the one that put the park on the international map and a destination for coaster enthusiasts everywhere. Also in the Halloween section is this amphitheater, which is very warm in the sun, but it did have a diving show over the last quite a few decades, since I believe the late 80s, early 90s. And this year it's got a stunt and water show.
Pick it up, speed in that wheel. Take it upside down.
Very interesting combination. And then right over there next door to it is the Legend, the second coaster in the park's lineup that opened in 2000, celebrating its 25th this year. The Legend is based on the legend of Sleepy Hollow, and it starts out in a schoolhouse. And actually, they ring a school bell every time a train departs the station to go up the lift hill. The Legend is one of the longest wooden roller coasters in the world. The Raven, the Legend, and the Voyage have all ranked on many, 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 many top 10 lists of roller coaster enthusiasts in the world, and definitely in the top 5 to 10, all three of those, for wooden coasters around the world. The Legend is relentless. It's really a long ride, at least 2.5 minutes, if I remember correctly. The Voyage is even longer. The Voyage is the second longest wooden roller coaster in the world. We'll check that out next. Everything is very well themed. And there's another oasis. There's so many all over the park, I've lost count. They even have Gatorade, so you can get rehydrated and get some electrolytes in you too. I'll be remiss if I don't at least give you a quick overview of Splashin Safari, the water park. The water park, again, has had numerous accolades from the amusement industry. And it has some of the world's longest, the world's largest, or the first water park type attractions of their type. Mammoth, Cheetah Run, gosh, I can't even remember all of them. They have multiple water coasters. They have the first linear induction launched water coaster, which actually is just like regular roller coasters, except your little rubber raft. It's magnetically driven up. The water park is over 40 acres. I believe it's 40 to 45. Dozens and dozens and dozens of water slides and various types of water attractions, as well as 2 wave pools and a third one for little kids. The 2 major wave pools. Okay, this is a hint for 2027, and I'm not sure I understand it. You notice there's on this one, it says 2027 on all the blue ones, and it's red, white, and blue. So that means it's going to be in the 4th of July section, but they're flip-flops. And I guess somewhere else is a thing with the flip-flops and water. So possibly it's going to be a water attraction. There goes the Voyage, roaring by. That's where I was walking this morning. This entire back third, the end segment of the track from the lift hill and then back this way. As we enter the Thanksgiving section, first and foremost all around you is the Voyage, the world's 2nd longest wooden roller coaster. One of the fastest too. I believe it gets to a speed of 67 miles an hour. And also the other things about the Voyage is it may be the 2nd longest wooden coaster in the world, but we here in the Midwest are spoiled. The longest wooden roller coaster in the world is just about 2.5, 3 hours away outside of Cincinnati, Ohio at Kings Island, and is the Beast. The Voyage is 1.2 miles long. The Beast is just a tiny bit longer. It is also, I believe, the 6th or 7th longest coaster of any type in the world. And that's where I walked up this morning, the 163-foot, 330 steps to the top lift hill of the Voyage. And there it goes. It also has 8 tunnels, 5 total, but 3 of them you go through twice from different directions. One of the tunnels is a triple down. And if you're not familiar with that roller coaster term, that's basically where you go into a tunnel and you go down the hill, and then you go up a tiny bit, like a little rise, like you're going to go up, but then you go back down again. And then you start to go up a tiny bit, and then you pop down yet another. It's like stair steps downward into the tunnel, deeper and deeper. Then you pop back up out of it on the other end. It's an amazing effect. I believe Lightning Rod at Dollywood has a quad down. That's the only other one like that I've heard of. But there's the Voyage. One of the world's absolute best. People literally do come here from around the world to ride this roller coaster. They say it's amazing as a night ride too, and I can only judge that from how amazing the Beast is at Kings Island. It's incredible. So this must be equally amazing because it goes back into the woods just like the Beast does. Also in the distance you see the top edges of Thunderbird. That is the world's first launched wing coaster. We're gonna go check out that in a moment. But first you see another part, the spike for Good Gravy. That is their newest coaster. It premiered last year here in the Thanksgiving section. Let's go check that out as we pass the Gobbler Getaway. That's a in the dark, not a shooting type of attraction. You're doing turkey calling. Your little turkey caller device, it looks like what you would blow a whistle through. And as you click it, it calls for turkeys, and you're trying to round up all the turkeys so they can join in on the fun of Thanksgiving.
And I should mention that in this area is also the Perky Turkey, the park's main coffee shop. And across the way from it is the other main indoor dining location, the Plymouth Rock Cafe. Earlier today, I had lunch here, and it is a buffet-style location with all the comfort food one would enjoy at Grandma's house.
One of the only places in a theme park where you can have an authentic Thanksgiving dinner, complete with pumpkin pie. I selected the brisket today with the veggies and cornbread. You gotta go classic Midwest with cornbread. This is Good Gravy, themed after a Thanksgiving visit to Grandma's house. It is a Vekoma family shuttle coaster, and shuttle coasters of course go forwards and then backwards through the course. This one ends up going up the spike and then comes back down backwards through the course. This is one of these standard pirate ship type of flat rides. This one themed after the Mayflower. The area around this is highly themed with various things you'd find in Grandma's kitchen at Thanksgiving. There's the can of cranberry sauce, a whisk, a kitchen timer, box of stuffing, bottle of milk, rolling pin, and there's something else I'm missing. Let's go get a closer look. And there's a small kids play area over to the side. All these fun theming elements, plus misters in this area. Kitchen timer. And that bottle of milk back there, it says Cook Dairy. That's based on the Cook family that owns and manages the park. We'll go inside here and check out the amazingly immersive queue. And for those curious, this is the same spot where the Pilgrim's Plunge Intamin water coaster was originally located. Went up a lift hill that was literally like an elevator lift, and then came down a very steep plunge into a pond at the bottom. This was mostly the same structure that was used for its station, just completely repurposed and themed.
This is an incredibly immersive queue where you're visiting Grandma's house for Thanksgiving dinner in the 1960s, and Grandma is famous as an award winner for her gravy recipe. And now we come to the sixth roller coaster in the park, the Thunderbird. This is a B&M wing coaster and the very first launched wing coaster in the world, sending you from 0 to over 60 miles an hour in just 3 seconds and through a course that includes 5 inversions. To end your day, Holiday World presents a drone and fireworks show and were one of the first in the country to do that back in 2022. It is held on selected dates during the summer in their special party plaza area, which has a very large lawn area to sit in right near the launch site, as well as a privately reserved dessert party area just behind the Thunderbird and the Voyage. Holidays in the Sky uses fireworks and 500 drones, some of which launch pyrotechnic effects too. It takes a team of 8 about 2 hours to set up, and the drones spread out in the sky 700 feet wide and about 400 feet high. 30 minutes before Holidays in the Sky, the Light the Night Family Dance Party is presented with a DJ, dancers, and kids can purchase light-up bubble wands that interact with the dance party and Holidays in the Sky. Kids really do seem to enjoy the party.
Get your hands in the air! We're about to light this party up, and we need all your help! Here we go! Once again, Holiday World, if you've got a bubble wand, raise it up to the sky. Let's spread some magic into the air all together. If you don't have a wand, that's okay. You yourselves are the magic here at Holiday World. And you wanna- and you wanna see
The bubble wands have RFID chips and respond to the dance party and firework and drone show.
And once darkness falls, the dance party ends and Holidays in the Sky begins. What a fun show. They change this show every year using new music and drone designs, and this year they added 3 different types of pyrotechnic drones for some fun effects. You can catch the entire 15-minute show here on Park Pass TV. Now it's time to join the rest of the crowd and make our way back to the front of the park. If you're looking for a different theme park experience that isn't as crowded as some of the big corporate parks and very much a friendly family vibe, then this is your park. From their free parking, free soft drinks, free sunscreen, and even their worry-free weather guarantee, where if they close their major attractions for 90 minutes or longer due to severe weather, you can get another day of fun at the park this season. Just check with guest relations before you leave the park to be sure that day is eligible and how to do it. This has been a great day here at Holiday World. This morning I started with a special private opportunity to walk the lift hill on the Voyage and some behind the scenes access for it and the Thunderbird. And you can check out that video here on Park Pass TV as well. I enjoyed some great food, fun, shows, and some of the best roller coasters on the planet. Walking here, you can't help but get the feel of the history over the last nearly 80 years. This park has grown and evolved over the decades and will continue to innovate and grow over the next 80 years. I first visited here in the 1970s as a kid, and it always feels like home anytime I return. Well, as Kristen is fond of saying, this park is closed. It's time to head out. If you've enjoyed this visit, please hit the thumbs up button, and thank you so much for watching.